That's right. Welcome to the Pounce, your weekly Jaguar show. And if you want to make a video you saying the Pounce, or if you want to find Monty Brown and understand that reference, be sure to send it in to our Facebook or our Twitter. Maybe we'll send you some end zone swag for it. Maybe some Pounce swag. But let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the game that could change it all for us. Jacksonville. We went all the way into Denver, and we gave them all they could handle for about 3.5 quarters. And I'm not saying we quit. I'm just saying Denver had to elevate their game to a whole nother level just to make sure that they didn't suffer their first defeat. They ended up beating us 35-19, but that was the lowest point score of the entire season for Denver. I'm amazed by that. Jaguar fans, let's pat ourselves on the back for cheering the team on. Let's pat ourselves again for them doing so well. I mean, you had Posluszny, or Paz as we like to call him, with the pick six. That was beautiful. Peyton looked like somebody had stole his puppy. It was just phenomenal play. The defense frustrated him to where we got to see those fun little faces again. Not quite a Rob Ryan face, but the Peyton Manning just almost reminded me of the home movies that we saw a couple weeks ago on the ESPN special. We ended up with an interception and 2 forced fumbles. That was great. 19 is some of the best points we scored all year too. Now we did have some problems. The Cecil Shorts injury with the strained shoulder. He's kind of day to day at the moment. Last I'm hearing, there's a chance he'll play. He really wants to. Mercedes Lewis is in the same boat with that. Mercedes Lewis wants to play this week. I'm excited to see him back. I don't know about you guys, but Chad Henne in the game was 27 for 42. I like that number. For 303 yards, I like that number. No touchdowns. Okay, we'll work on that. 2 interceptions. That's what we need to work on. Chad, you got to quit throwing interceptions. And I know it's not like a light switch where we can just flip over here real quick and go, oh, no more interceptions. But I know it doesn't work quite that way, and we'll have to go back and look at the film and see if maybe it was a receiver issue, maybe it was just good coverage, because that Denver defense is a top 5 in the league, no matter how many points they give up. MJD had 21 carries. I like that number. For 71 yards, pretty good number. I'd like it to be a little higher, but hey, MJD, you're still one of my favorites. For a touchdown, good to see you back in the end zone. His longest was actually a 28-yarder. That was a cool play. I know of all the TVs and everything that was on here at the studio and everybody watching the stuff, I actually had this game on my laptop, and by the end of the game, everybody was watching my laptop and not the other TVs, because I kept going on and on about everything going on, and I was giving all these updates, and it was, even though we lost, I felt like we still won. You guys kind of understand what I'm going with this, right? Even Blackman with his 14 receptions for 190 yards, wow. This guy got in phenomenal shape while he was out for that 4-game suspension. I applaud his efforts. Our O-line, our offensive line, who everybody said, oh, they had offensive line problems. It's the line. We traded away our left tackle. We move our first-round pick over to his original position at left tackle. He gets hurt. Be nice to get you back, Jockle. So we start 2 almost brand-new people on the ends and proceed to only give up 2 sacks. And the only person that got those 2 sacks was Malik Jackson, the defensive end for Denver. It wasn't any of the other big-name playmakers. Malik Jackson got through a couple times, and that's it. I think we won that. We only gave up 2 sacks to the Denver defense? Are you kidding me? That's it. That's insane. That's awesome. We don't need to give up the 2 sacks, but it could have been 5. It could have been 12. Kansas City put 10 on the board this week against a good team. here we are against arguably one of the top 2 teams in the league, and they only get to us twice. And we forced 2 fumbles and an interception on them. How do we not win this game? I mean, Peyton ended up putting enough points to beat us, but there was 2 or 3 different times where we were within 2 points. That's 2. That's a safety. We were within 2 points of catching this up. And one of the Henne interceptions was a pick 6 that was returned and put them up 9, which ultimately we never came back from. But my thing about games is you can't blame one player for one play for the entire outcome of the game. There was many opportunities we could have capitalized on, and there was a couple that didn't quite pan out for us. You're not always going to get all the calls. Sometimes just weird things happen. The football is shaped weird for a reason. But at 35-19, I think this is the next step in the next building block. I think we're going to be just as good this week. Speaking of this week, we're going to be against those San Diego Chargers at home, where we can stand united. And if anybody would like to give me some information on how I could get a Stand United shirt, I would appreciate it. But we're going to be against Phillip Rivers, who looked pretty good against Andrew Luck and those Colts. I actually think we have potential to win this game. I think we have potential to win any game. I mean, we have Chad Henne, who after this week has 10,000-plus pass yards on his career. Congratulations, Chad. Maurice Jones-Drew, as of a couple weeks ago, has 10,000-plus rush yards on his career. Congratulations, MJD. And this is going to be Brad Meester, our just awesome veteran in the middle center. It's going to be his 200th career game. His 200th game. This is going to be great. I mean, it's already almost a party waiting to happen in Jacksonville. I do know Henne's going to start because Gabbard, I think, is going to be out this week again. And I think, based off what I saw of San Diego last week, I think Jacksonville, we need to pound the ball for a good time to set up some of the passes. And if we pound the ball, I think San Diego's going to start creeping up. And as soon as they creep up, bam, there's Justin Blackman. There's Cecil Shorts. You can throw it to anybody at that point. But, in fact, maybe even some play actions, catch MJD out of the backfield. Some end arounds, throw it back to Blackman or some of the other guys. I mean, there's so many potential things here because San Diego is not good with the trick plays and the crazy tomfoolery that would happen. But overall, I think we can win this game. So, Jaguar fans, let's stand united because Jacksonville is on its way up. We'll see you next week.